Hi everyone, this is Carolyn Speaks, The State of Our World on Monday, November 15, 2021. So what is it, good, bad, or indifferent? All three. So the major headlines. Glasgow pact slammed for betraying the global poor who suffer most from the climate emergency. I totally agree. Indigenous Amazonian leader says we must end fossil fuel extraction to protect the lungs of the earth. I totally agree. Um, Blackness itself is the crime. Reverend William Barber on racism in the Ahmaud Arbery murder trial, where defense attorney claims that having uh, uh, black pastors sitting with the Arbery family in a courtroom could be intimidating for the jury, which is almost all white. Okay. Well, you commit the crime, you have to have the trial. Reverend Barber says that 123 years after Wilmington massacre, where white supremacist voting rights fight continues. 1898. A long overdue commemoration was held this month in Wilmington, North Carolina, in memory of Joshua Halsey, who was killed by white supremacists during the November 10th, 1898 Wilmington massacre. His unmarked grave got a headstone, and he was honored with a funeral after he became one of the first identified victims in a massacre that killed at least 100 people and possibly as many as 250. At the time of the massacre, Wilmington had a thriving black community, and black residents were also part of the city's government. Look at the long overlooked massacre and its relevance to today's ongoing fight for civil and voting rights with Reverend Bishop William Barber of the Poor People's Campaign, who gave the usual eulogy at Holy's funeral 123 years after he was killed. That is so very racism. This country is definitely racist. If a defense attorney in Wisconsin claims that having black pastors with the family intimidates the jury, something's really wrong here. And 120 years after a massacre, finally, we're recognizing what happened. White supremacy is definitely a problem. Okay, now, what's some minor headlines? COP26, final agreement, waters down coal pledges, leaves world on track for climate disaster. I agree. New York Times says U.S. covered up 2019 Syrian airstrikes that killed 70 women and children. That is bad. We don't have to hold them accountable. We're not holding them accountable. Austria enacts lockdown for the unvaccinated as Europe becomes pandemic epicenter again. That's nice. Don't learn from history. COVID cases rising in over half of U.S. states. Oklahoma National Guard defies Pentagon's vaccine mandate. That's nice. It's there to protect them. So that's too bad. The Pentagon has to respond to the Oklahoma National Guard, which has said that it's necessary to vaccinate everybody. Okay. Now, Sudanese military kills 8 people during latest anti-coup protests and detains all Al Jazeera bureau head. We have a real mess. 8 refugees found dead, dozens others rescued on boat near the Canary Islands. They're trying to get a better life. They didn't get there. U.S. journalist Danny Fenster freed from Burmese prison. That's good. Journalist and minority Shia Muslims killed in Afghanistan blast. So is that ISIS who did that? Who knows? Afghanistan is a mess. Schools closed in New Delhi due to toxic air quality. Violence leaves 68 dead in Ecuador, at Ecuador prison where 118 were killed in September riots. Okay, Latin America, Asia, and the U.S. all a mess. Okay, Mark Meadows faces contempt of Congress charge. Steve Bannon surrender to authorities. That's good. Biden nominates Robert Califf to reprise his role as FDA commissioner. I don't know what's happened with that. I've read that he has a relationship with pharmaceuticals. National Guard called into Kenosha ahead of Rittenhouse verdict as closing arguments get underway. I hope they put this Rittenhouse guy in jail with no possibility of parole. 9-year-old boy dies of injury sustained at Astroworld, pushing death toll to 10. Why'd the parents take him there? New draft agreement weakens earlier calls to phase out coal fossil fuel funding as COP26 nears end. Now, beyond oil and gas, Denmark and Costa Rica lead new push to phase out fossil fuels. Thank you, Denmark and Costa Rica. Nice to see someone doing something. Now, Biden and President Xi of China to hold virtual summit amid ongoing tensions, and a National Institute of Health and Moderna in legal battle over COVID vaccine patent rights. NIH scientists worked on that, and they should be on the patent. We paid for it. We paid for the testing, development, evaluation, distribution, all kinds of stuff. It doesn't belong to Moderna, it belongs to us. So I hope we can get them to do the right thing. I don't know why drug companies have so much power. They should be put in their place. Finally. Okay, now, it's enough news. How about a little music? Okay, so today I'd like to sing. That's always a good question. This is an old song, Jamaica Farewell, written by Harry Belafonte, a calypso singer, a long time ago. Down the way where the nights are gay and the sun shines daily on the mountain top, I took a trip on a sailing ship, and when I reached Jamaica, I made a stop. But I'm sad to say, I'm on my way, won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning round. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston Town. Down at the market you can hear ladies cry out while on their heads they bear ackee rice. Salt fish are nice and the rum is fine any time of year. But I'm sad to say, I'm on my way, won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, head is turning around to leave a little girl in Kingston Town. Sounds of laughter everywhere, and the dancing girls swing to and fro. I declare my heart is there, though I've been from Mexico. Okay, now, that was Jamaica Farewell. Very old song. Okay. Have a nice night. Stay safe. Wear a mask. Practice social distancing when the vaccine is available for you. And it's safe for you to take it. I would take it. Had mine May 27th. I had 2 sore arms and I was tired for weeks and it was fine. Remember, take care of yourself and others. Kindness goes a long way. Kindness very, very long way. Thank you. Good night on Monday, November 15, 2021. Carolyn Speaks, therefore. Thank you. Good night.